to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe, enjoy. You are welcome.
What's up, y'all? It's Nicole, and I am back with another video. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. And if you are a returner, then welcome back. So it is my last week of my first semester of nursing school. Yay! I'm so excited because, y'all, I need a break. But this week is basically consisting of a bunch of finals, and then come Saturday I have my last clinical, so I'll get clips of all of that for you all. So I'm here now preparing to study with my study group for our critical thinking final exam. And then Wednesday we have our essential concepts of patient management final exam that's actually being taken from home through our honor lock system. And then on Saturday is our last day of clinical. So yeah, I'm super excited for a break. Because it has been a journey, but like I said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Y'all, I'm looking forward to this break, okay? But yes, I wanted to come in and share that with y'all. I am at school, so I'm gonna go ahead and take y'all along with me. Let's go, enjoy.
Ready for essentials?
Yeah.
Score higher than what your overall grade is, your grade's not gonna go down.
Wait, if you score higher than what your grade is, so that's we
So
still
if
have
you
to
score,
pass.
yeah, if you score an 84, administering a pain medication, what phase of the nursing process are you in?
You as the nurse, though.
It's
So I'm seeing that their respirations are 16 because I'm the one measuring the respiration.
That's what
yeah, it's like I feel
the subject
nauseous.
feels.
You know,
Yeah.
the patient's not gonna be like, oh, my respirations are 16.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
Like, oh, I have a headache. I don't feel good.
That's something they would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll never get that wrong again. Don't know why it took me 3 exams, but
The patient expresses fear of going home and being alone. Vital signs are stable, and the incision is nearly completed healing. What can the nurse infer from the subjective data? The patient can now perform the dressing changes without help. The patient can begin retaking all of the previous medications. The patient is fearful of being discharged. The patient's surgery was not successful.
See,
obviously, he's expressing fear.
method of data collection will the nurse use to establish a patient's database, reviewing the current literature to determine evidence-based nursing actions, checking orders for diagnostic and laboratory tests, performing a physical examination, or ordering medications.
C or B?
Establishing a patient's database. That's,
C.
isn't that
I think
like
it's
code
B or
word
C.
for assessment?
It's C.
It is, but
Performing a physical
Yes, it is
examination. Yeah, because that's
Database is
assessment.
storing the assessment. What?
He's reading rationale.
I was gonna say, we got rational.
this is gathering information about the patient's habits and lifestyle patterns. Which method of data collection will the nurse use that will best obtain the information?
It's C.
Let's see.
Yes.
Prolong the termination phase, of the interview. No. What?
A nurse has already set the agenda during a patient-centered interview. What will the nurse do next? Begin with introductions, ask about the chief concerns or problems, explain that the interview will be over in a few minutes, tell the patient I'll be back to administer medications in 1 hour.
So
Wait,
the nurse
the
already
nurse is-
set the agenda. So that means you
They already know what they're doing.
You already know what they're doing. So
After you know what you're doing, I guess you would.
ask about the chief concerns or problems.
But wouldn't that go into consideration of the set agenda?
Meaning the agenda is, I'm your nurse, I'm here to figure out what's going on. I guess that's what I was thinking.
I would say, I was going to say D, but it's B. Ask about the chief concern too.
That is,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's
In my
16
mind,
weeks.
okay, I'm gonna keep this. It's 12. Y'all already know.
Well, don't forget, next semester we're not going to have no hurricanes.
Ooh.
Weird.
The clinical placement stuff.
City of gone. So I ended up passing my critical thinking final exam, so I was really happy about that. And I ended up passing the class, so super stoked. On to Wednesday's test for essentials. It was through the honor lock system, but we're not gonna talk about that. But I did end up passing the class, so I was really happy about that. For our Saturday clinical day, we were supposed to have clinicals, but yeah, for some reason we didn't. So semester over, done, complete, finished, yay. So I'm kind of giving y'all a little fast version because I do want to get through some talking points as far as how I got through my first semester. But yeah, that was pretty much it for my week. I hope that y'all are enjoying.
My channel, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I did want to talk about how important it is to establish a good, solid study group. Now, of course, through your first semester, you may have some bumps in the roads, you know, find out that some people are not a good mixture for you, but that's okay because you're getting to know the people of your cohort, of your class, and then based on whatever happens throughout the semester, you may get new people. But just find a good study group, some people that can help hold you accountable when the work just gets extensive. You just work together to get through the semester. That is one thing that I'm really grateful for. I ended up finding a good solid group that I could stick with throughout hopefully my semesters, but through first semesters, that group was great. Shout out to y'all. Finding a good study group is very, 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 very important. So I do highly recommend that you all find good study groups. I also want to talk about procrastination. Yes, procrastination. I didn't really have this problem, but I did watch some people kind of procrastinate. And when it comes to these group projects, y'all, you just don't want to procrastinate, okay? Procrastinating just elongates everything. It allows you to get behind. And the thing about nursing school, there's always going to be work, a lot of assignments, at least for your first semester. Just don't procrastinate. When the assignment comes out, try to get ahead. Take time to, you know, relax a little bit. However, do not procrastinate. Get the work done. Stay on top of the assignments and do not get behind. It'll really pay off in the end. So another thing I want to say is to study. Studying is so important, whether it be flashcards, whether it be listening back to the lectures, if you're able to record them, whatever you need to do, study and retain the information that you are learning. Don't just listen to it the first time in class. Take notes during class. You want to go back and listen to it, look at it, read over your notes, whatever you need to do to study the material before the test. I do hear some people say, you know, oh, I didn't even study for this test, but think about it. If you're passing, which I'm going to talk about the grading scale next, if you're passing with the nursing grading scale and you're not studying, just imagine, you know, what you really can be capable of if you did study. So just study, y'all. You're going to have to study. Do your best to retain the information because one thing about it, they're going to piggyback off of each other in every semester. So whatever you see in first semester, I'm sure I'm going to see it again in second semester. I'm sure I'm going to see it again in third, fourth, and on the NCLEX and so on and so forth. The thing about this nursing grading scale, watching other people's vlogs, I did see and I did adhere to the warnings of the nursing grading scale. But y'all, for my program, you have to score higher than an 80% on your test in order to pass. Not only does that apply to your test scores, it also applies to your grade in the class. Say for instance, I have a 79 in the entire class. I am failing the class. So you have to get above an 80 percentile to not only pass your test, but also pass your classes. I personally hate it because it's just like the mentality of like when you fail a test is like, man, I got a 78. That's not a terrible grade, but the way nursing school makes it seem as if a 78 is a horrible grade because you failed the test ultimately. So when you get your new classes and you get your syllabus, look through each syllabus for the grading scale for that class, whether they can round up or whatever the case may be. So yes, the nursing grading scale to me is pretty tough. This is why it's important to not procrastinate on the work. Granted, those assignments may be worth 0.01 point, but you want to gain as many points as you can, whether that be through the assignments, of course on the test, whatever project it is, you want to get as many points as possible so that you're not scrambling in the end. This also leads to my next point. When it comes to these tests, when you go into the semester, you have to lock in, okay? You have to lock in, and let me tell you what, I'm gonna put y'all on. You have to lock in because if you do very well in the beginning of the semester, when it comes towards the end of the semester, I'm not saying you gotta slack off, but it's just not as much pressure on the last few tests, the finals, or whatever the case may be. It's kind of what you heard in the earlier clips when I was going to class. on Monday to prepare for my critical thinking test. And so when it came to the finals, I wasn't really stressing like, oh, I need to make an A to pass this class. So it's very important to do very well and really lock in on those first few tests. All on assignment, get every point you can get. That's gonna really help and pay off in the end. So another thing that I'm gonna encourage y'all to do, but also encourage myself to do, when you are studying, take breaks. Taking breaks is really important for the mental. I didn't really do this much often because I'm just a go-getter. I'm just like, I gotta get it done. I'm trying to get in bed and go to sleep. So I didn't really take breaks, but mentally it was draining. It will also help retain the information that you're actually learning, kind of digest everything, which is something I learned from my fiance because baby, he gonna take a break. And so I'm gonna try this next semester to take breaks throughout my study periods. Even if I am pulling the all-nighters, still take breaks. And self-care, y'all, like I said before, self-care is important. That's why I also included some of these date night videos in there, because if y'all have significant others or whatever you have, go out. Don't forget that you are a person. Yes, you're a nursing school, but also enjoy life because tomorrow is not promised. So go out with your significant other, spend time with your family. Like, you're still a person, so yes, do things, enjoy yourself. That helps rejuvenate and motivate you to keep going. So that is basically how I got through my first semester. When things got hard, I most definitely relied on the one who gives me strength, because like I said, y'all, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So anytime that I got weak, failed a test, or whatever the case may be, I would just turn to him and he would give me the strength that I would need to get through it. And that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna continue to do through second semester, third semester, fourth semester, and so on. Rely on him for the strength. That's what helped me get through my first semester. And for the ones that have been tuning in and watching me on my journey, I really appreciate y'all so much. So my next video is going to be on the materials that I actually used in nursing school, which I did end up sticking with the digital thing, but I'm actually going to do a video to piggyback off of that. So hopefully that will be helpful to you all. Thank y'all for watching and tuning in, and stay tuned for more.